Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 9 of my full platinum walkthrough for Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Right, we're going doing Shaded Woods this time. This is just one single area we're doing in this video for once. It's just a single place. It's nice and open, there's lots of light, so it's quite a good one. I do like Shaded Wood. There's actually one section I don't like, but most of it is actually quite fun. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go and get the Ring of Whispers. We need to purchase this. You should have some souls in sort of hard form that you'll be able to crack and get some souls here. You do need 5,900, but I'm thinking I need 6,400 while I'm doing this. But no, just 5,900. I'm going to get the Ring of Whispers from the cat here. I've completely forgotten the name. No, it's gone. Yeah, the Ring of Whispers is so we can speak to an NPC, basically. There's certain NPCs and things you can't talk to, or you can't understand them. If you have the Ring of Whispers, then you can actually understand what they're saying. So I'm just cracking some souls here, going way over what I actually need, because I thought I needed 6,400. I don't know what I thought, to be honest. But it's more than I needed. You may already have enough anyway. So you want to go here, and then it's the last ring there, 5,800. The Ring of Whispers can hear the voices of foes. It's not actually a foe that we are going to be speaking to. It's going to be somebody who's going to help us with the boss fight for Shaded Woods, but they also will give us a fragrant branch of yore, and we'll learn a gesture off them, which is important, obviously. So this is the way you actually go to Shaded Woods. We've been here before. Benhart is sitting here. He's got his Moonlight Greatsword, or he thinks it is anyway. So we're going to run down here. We're just going to speak to him. If you haven't done already, make sure you do speak to him, should I say. I already have, so I don't need to. We will need to come back and speak to him again later anyway. There is also the final NPC we're going to send to Majula here as well. So first thing you're going to want to do is come in here and open these doors up and kill these two kind of rotten... Well, there's one in each. There's one on the other side behind me as well. Yeah, these are kind of the enemies. For the first part of Shaded Woods, these are the main enemies. So they are simple enough, but in a group they can hurt, which you're going to see. And there is going to be a group. So killing these two is going to help, because if you don't, 6 will appear at once. So get rid of these two on the lower floor. You can't get the ones on top just yet, so don't worry about that. And then you're going to need a fragrant branch of yore. You should have quite a few. A couple at least. And then we're going to free her. She's basically holding the switch. She's in the way. Yeah, and we're going to get a trophy for this as well. So she's going to ask for some clothes. So if you go through the whole thing, exhaust the dialogue as usual, just keep speaking to her. She'll give you a Prism Stone, and then keep going, keep speaking to her until you get the options, a few options. And she will ask about clothing and give her equipment. So whatever you've got double of, I always give her this here, the Hollowed Soldier Armor, because I usually have 2 of them. So just give her 1, just bring it over to the other side there, and then press circle to sort of quit out, and you'll get the Changed Clothes trophy. So it just needs to be 1 item of clothing. Just make sure you do it. You can give her more later on once she goes back to Majula anyway. She is a pyromancer as well. She teaches under Carillion, so just keep speaking to her, exhaust that dialogue. So she'll do your pyromancy flame as well, upgrade it. But yeah, she will go back later on. So pull this switch, and I try and run over here. I usually do this fine. This is a complete mess this time. All 4 are going to drop down. You kind of want to keep them away from her, but I got trapped there completely. That went poorly. I mean, these guys are ridiculously easy as well. So just a couple of hits on either of these. Fire is always good against anything that's poison attack. Quickly do that. Yeah, and this Basilisk is obviously the one that turned her to stone. I'm actually going to go quickly back to Majula, but you see the door there with the orange symbol on the floor. There's actually an Estus Flask shard in there, so if you want to grab it now, I do grab it, but I'm going back to Majula now. So if you want to grab it now. It's just in that door. There's no enemies. There's a chest in there. Open it up, grab the Estus Flask shard, and then go back to Majula and do what I'm about to do. So I'm looking for her. I've completely forgotten what her name was, to be honest. She should be here at the base of the stairs here. There's Carillion. She should be stood here. but she's not yet. If that's the case for you, I do a bit of wandering around and try and figure out where she is. If that's the case for you, then just rest at the bonfire, and then you should get the trophy Gathering of Exiles. That is for bringing all the NPCs you can back to Majula, and there you can see she's back now. So I didn't leave anything, all I did was sit at the bonfire after doing some walking around. If you don't get the trophy, leave a comment, I'll try and help you out and figure out which one you've got missing, but you should have everybody back now. So that's that one done, not to worry about that one anymore. Now we're going to run back and we're going to go speak to Benhart, the guy with the Moonlight Sword. You could probably teleport back using the bonfire, but I wanted to make sure the door was definitely open. I think it acts as kind of a sluice gate, that door, so if you pull the lever again, it will shut the opposite side. I think that's kind of how it works. Just a quick run up here, and we're going to exhaust his dialogue, and then he's going to teach us gestures and things like that. And by exhausting his dialogue, he will also become summonable for certain boss fights, and we need to do 3 with him. So there you go, Joy, get that gesture off him. We need to do 3 like we've done with Lucatiel. We need to do that with Benhart as well to get his weapon. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, they're all back. All 6 of them. Yeah, so the ones in the door as well. It goes much better this time, to be honest. Even though there's 2 more of them. So yeah, beware. 6 will come. And the Basilisk will turn up as well. There he is, of course. There we go. Much simpler than the first time. And here's the bonfire. And then we're going to go one door. There's a few other doors around here. Up on the top. But only one of them is worth going to. So if you can make this... It's quite a difficult jump, this, actually. Kind of on the stairs and then kind of just jump. Stay near to the pillar. Otherwise you will be too low and you won't make the jump. And there's a dwarf in here. I don't think there's... This enemy type is anywhere else in the game. Just that single guy. He's got like an anvil or something there. I think it's the only place where he appears. That enemy appears. There are other types of dwarves, but not like him. Like Gavlan, the merchant. There's other dwarves like him, but not like this little one. So here's the Estus Flask shard that I was mentioning before. So make sure you grab that. Right, now we'll actually go. We'll leave and go into Shaded Woods. Into another very similar looking room, actually, eventually, where the next bonfire is. But there's going to be a few of those poison guys along the way. Obviously, they are camouflaged. You can see them there just, and then there's the other one there. I don't know what is going on with the enemy design there. No idea what that sack is on the front of them. Kind of don't want to know either. So there's going to be a few. There's 2 up to the left hand side, so watch out for those 2. And then the one at the back that just likes to throw rocks the whole time. Ah, I can't believe that one didn't die. And then if you go up and round where the 2 dropped off, you're going to get the another Pharros Lockstone. You should have plenty of these now. More than we need. More than we need. The place we're going to in the next video, after Shaded Woods, has lots of Lockstone opportunities, but most of them, again, are kind of traps or useless. Yeah, there seem to be a lot more... or we seem to have a lot more of the actual stones this time around. Maybe because I'm not opening all the traps, trying to figure out what's what. Kill these 4, very easy to go 4 of these. And then we're going to go into another room that looks very similar to the previous one. And there's going to be another bonfire in here. Right, so now this room leads out to 3 ways. You've got to the left, to the right, and then straight ahead. Obviously, well, there's 4 if you count the way we came in as well. Straight ahead, we're not going to go there at all yet. There's nothing to look at. To the left is going to be a farming spot. I'm just going to do that Estus Flask shard while I'm talking here. To the left is a farming spot that we need to use later on, or one of two that we can use for the same item. Sunlight medals. There's 5 falconers there. They basically dressed the same as I am. When you kill those, you have a random, pretty low chance to get a sunlight medal. Now you can do this. The reason I'm going to just quickly show you where it is and where they are. Now you can do this 12 times now if you want. Just give it a try. You can wait for a few other items to actually to increase our chances of getting them. But I'll just show you. So you got the one that runs at you. He always runs at you. And then you got the one that hides behind the tree. I don't actually get one. Spoiler alert. Unfortunately. And then I always go for the one on the right here first. Now this path does lead on further on, but I'm not going to go there yet. Because we don't need to go there yet. It's the midpoint of the game. And we're not ready for it. So yeah, unfortunately I don't get one, but that's your 5. So what I would do usually is kill all 5 of those, go back to the bonfire, go back, kill them all. That's how monotonous it is. There is another place you can do it, which can be a lot quicker. But if you want to kill these 12 times, they will disappear once you kill them 12 times. You do need to join that covenant in Majula to keep them respawning, but it also makes the game more difficult. Not going to do that yet, but if you want to kill them 12 times now and see if you can get some, go for it. Right, this is the worst part of Shaded Woods. It's very foggy in here, and there's invisible enemies that you can't lock onto, and you can't see where they are. If you stick to the left-hand side, no enemies will come after you, and we'll go and get a gesture and a trophy. So stick to the left-hand side with using the wall. Make sure nobody is following you. You will slightly see their outline in when it's not as foggy. So just keep speaking to this head. There is actually someone there as a head. Learn the Decapitate gesture fittingly, and then just keep talking to him. Just keep going until you get the trophy Reflections on Disembodiment. There it is. You'll also get his helm as well, because he obviously doesn't need it. We can fight his body later on. We're not going to do it, but you can fight his body later on. It is wandering around in the woods further down. And you can use it as a summon in the final fight, but we're not going to do it because we don't need to, and it'll just waste a Fragrant Branch of Yore. So I'm walking through trying to get that enemy, and I actually hear. So the best thing you can do is turn your volume up, or your headphones, and whatever you're using, and just listen. Listen for them. You can just make him out sort of pacing at the back of the top of the screen there. You can just see him. He's just moving left now. Just make them out. The best thing to do is hold your shield up and let them bounce off you. Now, full disclosure. I died. I ran through and 3 of them started following me. Now, the worst part about these guys is they will so I've died now. I've just kind of cut that in there. So from the start again, go to the right-hand side this time and watch out. Again, listen. There is an item there that you need to pick up. It's just some souls, I think. Just listen. Like I've heard ones coming. There he is. You can just make him out. Whatever you do, have your shield up the whole time. And if you can kind of figure out where they are, do not put your back to them. They will backstab you. Like, that's how I died. There was 3 of them, and they just surrounded me. Yes. Just take it slow. Stick to the side so you don't get lost in this place. And just, if you think you can hear them, just stop for a minute and try and see if you can see where they are. There is one there. You can just kind of make him out there by that tree. You want them ahead of you. And they're going to bounce off. Here he comes. He's going to bounce off the shield. And then just swing. You cannot lock onto them even once you've hit them. And that's probably what makes them worse, is you cannot ever lock onto them. Old Sun Ring works similar to a previous ring that we've got. Once you equip it, it's very heavy once again. Once you equip it, if you take enough damage, it will do a burst of energy and hurt enemies around. It works on percentages, and it doesn't always work, and it's heavy, and there's better rings for me personally. So stick to the edge, but don't fall off. And then you'll get to this narrow edge and walk to the end of here for the Chloranthy Ring+1. This is definitely a ring you do want. Now, there should be one that follows you. I heard him, but then I didn't think I heard him. Heard him? I didn't hear him. I'm going to just quickly switch, and he's there. He's right there. Which is fine. Head on, they're fine. They don't do that much damage when they're head on. It's when they get behind you, they will backstab you. They will not mess around. There is actually a piece of equipment. I think it's the Jester's gear, which doesn't allow you to get backstabbed, but we've not been able to buy that yet. It's in Iron Keep. So yeah, stick to the sides. There's nothing you want to go for in the middle of interest. I think there's a ring, but not one we'll use. So I thought I heard another one. Getting paranoid now. There is one there somewhere, but he's not coming. I think he's just there at the top of the screen. But yeah, stick to the right again, and you should come to the ramp, which allows us to leave. So once you're up here, you're in the clear. I'm just going to go back down briefly and show you. So once you're up here, you're in the clear. So now we're done. That's fine. So if you run, and that's also off-putting, seeing the other players' shadows there. If you reach this double tree coming from the other direction, that's where you need to be. So if you go a bit further past there, that's where that head was that we spoke to earlier. Yeah, it's not the best place. So once you can kind of figure it out, it's best just to run for it, really. Go get those few items and just get out. And go back up here. Or just go up here, not back up here. We've not been here yet. And light this bonfire. And now we're in the clear. And now we're going to see some more of these invisible enemies, but they're not so invisible because it's not foggy anymore. You can see one sitting right there. Again, you still can't lock onto them, but you can see them. So it's a start at least. So I'm just going to kill him. I'm going to run up here. We're just going to go and get a bit of a secret item. Not this. We're going to drop down onto this bridge here. You're supposed to come at it from another way. This is supposed to be the way out. You can see there's a petrified guy just to the right of me. You may have seen him. That's the way you're supposed to go. You unpetrify him and go round. This guy should be simple enough. You can get the backstab. Yep. And then we're going to have a Sublime Bone Dust. So it's going to make our Estus Flask stronger. Always very helpful. And now we're going to leave. The next weapon we're going to get is the Black Knight Halberd. Now, if you like halberds, there's the petrified guy. If you like the halberd, the Black Knight one is a very good one. It's a strength weapon, obviously. It's quite slow. It's a bit too slow for my taste, personally. But what you can do with it is the Black Knight weapons all have a fire damage assigned to them already. You can also assign lightning damage to them as well. So you can get like 3 different types of damage with those weapons. So if you want to play around with that, that's up to you. But you will need to improve your strength and things like that. This guy here, the petrified guy, we're going to do that later on. We're going to get a fragrant branch of yore after beating the boss, and we'll come back, unpetrify him, get the key that we need. So you will see that I'm going to start, there we go, in the middle. I'm going to start taking Curse, and there's lots of those pots around here, so be aware of there. You can see it. Be aware, listen out for the laughing. There's one just, see, it's so sneaky. I just remembered then at the last moment as he got up. Titanite chunk and petrified bone, most importantly. I will be switching my weapon in the next video. Petrified dragon bone is going to come in handy for that. Yeah, every single one you see, try and hit them. Now there's 3 jars in this room to the right of me in a moment. There is an invisible guy to the right here. If you just sneak around this tree, he shouldn't see you. So you can just leave him or kill him, whichever, it's up to you. So there's 3 of those urns in here. You can only hit 2 of them. So the best thing to do is just run for the stairs on the back wall. And drop down, and you will be in a sort of a safe space, but there will be an invisible guy at the bottom of the stairs. Just don't move around too much, and then hug the stairs and just run out. No point trying to get the urns because you can't actually do it. And this is the reason we got that Ring of Whispers. This is Tark Tank, Tark, something like that. So switch to the Ring of Whispers, and you'll be able to actually talk to him. So again, exhaust dialogue, Tark, that's the guy. Exhaust your dialogue, and he's going to be summonable for the boss fight. And then you can talk to him later on and get some stuff off him later. I'll just show you here as well. So the headless guy, or the head that we spoke to, his body's down there. You can use a Fragrant Branch, go and fight him, and then he'll become summonable later on, but we're not particularly bothered about it. If we've got a spare one later, we might do it, but there's some other stuff we might need first. So yeah, the reason we've come this way before going round is this Crystal Lizard can get caught in that corner and you won't be able to hit it, so come around from this side and get it. You should get it a nice chunk there as well. And there's a Dark Scythe in here if you're into that. And that's all there is for this area, but we will be back here once we've done the boss to speak to him. So that's one of them, so I might as well show you now. That's one of them. That's one of them dead ahead, and then there's one above as well which you can't hit. It's directly above me now. You can't hit, so yeah. Just run. And now we're going to use another Fragrant Branch. There's lots of petrified things here. We actually need to get into this chest for a sorcery repair, so we're going to use that now. If you don't have any for any reason, just make notes of any with me you haven't done. You'll have to come back. There are more than enough in the game. You should have exactly the same amount as me. These guys are very simple. They look very intimidating, but you can see the pattern there. Just back away, let him slam, back away, let him slam, back away, let him slam, and then just finish him off. Very easy, those guys. They do look difficult, but they are not. And there we go. Repair, Human Effigy, and Bleeding Serum. Now there's still more invisible guys around here, and more of those lions. So swing, hit, swing. Oh, he hit my shield, that's not fun. They do have curse on their weapons, so if they do hit you, or start hitting you, you're going to get that curse build up as well. Run up the stairs, kill this one. You can see there was a gold one. I'm not going to go and take him on. There's a gold one and a petrified guy guarding an item. Just, yeah, it's not anything we need, so don't worry about it. Curse things here, smash them. There is a guy sat next to them. So, yeah, you can't lock onto him, obviously. Now, this curse pot here, just stand close enough that you're going to smash it. You don't want to fall down just yet. But, yeah, we'll go down there afterwards. And I think this is... I thought that was actually one of the sort of invisible rogues, but it wasn't. It was a memory of a player. Here they are. So you don't actually have to come up here. You could probably get away with not disturbing these two. But if you are worried about them following you, it might just be worth coming up. Simple enough. So we're almost done with this area. Pretty much. Almost done. Just a few bits of clean. It's lots of cleaning up and doing things and running back and forth with this one. Another one here. And then you can actually just not come into this area. But I'll just show you where something is. If you do randomly walk in here, there is going to be this guy here. And then you got another use of a branch of yore, which leads to a branch of yore in a chest. So, completely pointless. I think there's also some armor in there as well, so don't use it, just leave it. Or, I mean, you can. You literally get it back right away if you really want. I think it's the lion armor or something like that. Most importantly, though, drop down here, homing Soulmass. So this guy we've not met before. He's dark something. I've forgotten his name. I'm not good with names, really not. So we're going to meet him 3 different times. So if you remember, under the Gulch, there was a door that was locked and we needed to get it from the giants. That door leads to him as well, so we need to meet him 3 times, and then we can sort of go on his adventure. Some difficult NPC fights in those sort of memories of his. So we'll be doing all of those together in one video. So the 2 will follow you from this side. And I've actually forgot, we need a key to get in this door. The reason I come down here is to get Ornifex. She is a smith. I couldn't think of the word then. Yeah, we need her. I need her for the weapon I want. I'm going to use the boss soul from the Rotten. I completely forgotten I haven't gotten the key. I usually go and do that. Yeah, if you try it again, it's still locked. I usually go and get the key very first thing. One of the very first things I do, but I want to spread the branches out, is actually this lion guy out here. So if you go out here, you should recognise where we are. We're back at the bonfire. It's this one here. So I'm just testing if I actually have any. I don't have any now. So we'll get the one from Tark afterwards and come back and do that. So it's no problem. Yeah, I'm just going to sit because my durability is nearly gone on my weapon. I don't mind it. There's just one guy in the way, this one here. It's simple enough. He did actually get hit in. That's not even funny. And we'll run all the way back round and kind of leave. Nothing in there. At the top of these stairs is going to be the NPC that was trapped in the jail in Huntsman's Copse. He's to do with Pate. There's sort of a rivalry going on with the 2 of them. So speak to him, exhaust his dialogue. We'll see him later on. We don't need them for anything at this point, but it'd be cool to see their story finish. They are going to be in the next area and they're going to be dueling, fighting it out. So once we're done, we're actually going to just run up here and do the boss fight now. So Scorpioness Najka. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Basically, that other guy, Tark, his wife, I believe, or his... I don't know what the exact relation, his lady friend, let's say. Yeah, a bit of a rivalry going on here. This is actually really cool to summon this guy in because he's massive. He's nothing like any of the others. So we're going to summon him in. And he actually really helps. He really puts work in against her as well. Not that she's particularly difficult at all. So on we go. As soon as you go in, she's going to be buried in the sand. She will start doing spells towards you, so you'll have to roll past the first one. Just hit her once, twice. Try. No, she disappears straight away. And then she's going to come bursting out and show her true form, which is Scorpion. You can kind of stand behind these 2 legs, and for the most part, she will lock onto Tark and just go at Tark the whole time. So you should be free to pretty much just keep attacking. And that's what happens here. You can see he's doing a lot of damage. Homing Soulmass, that's going to go after him. As long as she's not looking at you, that's not for you. That's going to go for him as well. Even with that leg sweep, the sort of tail sweep she does, where we're stood, it doesn't touch you. So it should be fine. Another move she can do, which she doesn't do with me, is she will bury herself under the sand again. If she does that, go and stand on that brick formation that I was stood at before until she comes back out the sand, and you'll be fine. Very easy, especially when we've got that summon. To get that item up there, you need to get her to sort of smash the tree down. Don't worry about it, it's just flame butterflies, we don't need them. So this here, that bit there, once she goes in the sand, just hide on that until she comes back out. Yeah, very, very simple fight. If you have Tark with you. Because it just allows you to just keep going at her. And then, yeah, that's the end of the area. But we're going to go back, speak to Tark, then go and free Ornifex. But this is the next place. This is a very short area, Doors of Pharros. Very, very short. But it's we're just going to do that in the next video. Just going to go and sit at the first bonfire. Take care of this Mastodon first. Obviously just strafe around. You can see he's not even hitting me. There is a dwarf up to the left. He may come down. More often than not, he won't. So don't worry about it. And then go through here, and there'll be a bonfire. And we'll warp straight back to the one at Shaded Wood, where we just were. So you want to go Shaded Wood, and then Shaded Ruins. And we'll be back here. We're going to go speak to Tark again. So you'll need to kill a couple of guys, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm sick of killing that guy now. I'm sure he is as well. So again, run straight for the back. And down the stairs. And then we need to put that ring back on to actually speak to him again. But when you do speak to him, you're going to get a branch of yore. And then, most importantly, he is going to teach us a gesture as well. So that's the most important thing out of all this. The warm-up gesture. So just exhaust your dialogue, and then you'll get a sort of the usual screen here, and then just do learn gesture. And that's your lot, pretty much. That's all we need from him. So we're going to leave, and we're going to get the Fang Key and go and free Ornifex now, who is a bit of a throwback to Dark Souls 1, if you remember the where you had to farm the crows. If you've ever played that one, you have to farm those crow, like raven, I don't know the exact mythical term for the creature. No, it's not. The crow, like raven types, you had to farm a bunch of those. She's one of those. So it's a nice little throwback. So I'm actually just going to drop down here. You're going to have the basilisks. All 4 of them. Watch you don't stand in that stuff. That's the stuff that hurts your equipment. It doesn't actually hurt you. And we don't have the key yet. Come on, turn out. There you go. Trying to remember everything in order is a nightmare. Again, he's very simple, this guy. It's just the normal. Let him swing. Stand back. Let him swing. Stand back. But remember, he will always, if you ever come back here, he will always be there. He will run across that log to come and get you when you are at the bonfire. So from now on, he'll always be there. He's not a one-off. Looks like the recording was having a bit of a problem then. And there we go, the Fang Key. You get it as soon as you kill him. And then we'll have to run back round and drop down again, because you can't actually jump up. So yeah, we will be back, because we've got to eat. I think he's got a Dark Eater something. The guy in the chair that we spoke to earlier on. We'll be back to see him. There we go. So, usual, just exhaust dialogue, and she will move to her her area, her smithing place, which is going to be in the next area. And then you can start getting boss weapons and spells and things from her. The only boss weapon I'm going to advise that you get is the one that I get. You want to save all others, really. I will do a bit of research and let you know that any that you can get if you really want to, but we do need to save some boss souls for spells, so don't just go spending them, because you may have lock yourself out of something. So burn that Sublime Bone Dust that we got earlier. And do a bit of leveling. I'm going to put it all in strength, because we're nearly at my weapon that I'm going to use, which is a strength weapon. So that's the point I'm going to do. I may or may not, depending how far... We got some same hat on. May or may not, depending how well I'm doing, is go and reset my stats, and I'll show you how to do that as well if I need to in the next video. I may even just put it in anyway, just so you know. Right, so next video is going to be the Doors of Pharros and beyond. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.